Well, that went significantly better than I expected it to. So they did have new stuff, and they had actually some really good new stuff. So I ended up picking up 3 games. Kicking off today's game hunting adventure with another trip to Cash America. Let's take a look and see if anything's changed from last week. Let's go. Yeah, as you saw, they didn't have a whole lot of new stuff. They did have a nice little stack of PS4 games that were new, but the prices they were asking were pretty much retail. So I had to pass on all those, but I did find a couple games that I wanted to add to my collection. One I might flip, I don't know yet, we'll see. But we'll start off with Sniper Elite 4 on the Xbox One. I had this at one point, I think I flipped it. It looks cool. I don't know how much it's worth currently, but they only wanted $3 for it, so I figured it was worth a grab. And then the other one, which I don't have a physical copy of, is Little Big Planet 3 on the PS4. Originally they wanted $8, I got it for $5. A little more than I probably would want to pay for that, but you know, I don't have a physical copy of it, so might as well add it to the collection. So yeah, 2 games, $8, not terrible. I think I'm gonna go grab some lunch, and then I'll check Value Pawn and see if they got anything today. Didn't do amazing in Cash America today, but let's see if Value Pawn has something. You never know, sometimes they do. Let's go. Well, that went significantly better than I expected it to. So they did have new stuff, and they had actually some really good new stuff. So I ended up picking up 3 games. And 2 of them are worth a pretty good amount more than what I paid. Well, one of them's not as much, but it's just the fact of what it is so cool. So first off, we have Family Feud 2010 edition on the Wii. It's another Family Feud game. I always enjoyed picking up retro game show games, especially the ones on the Wii are particularly good. The disc on this, it's a little smudgy, but not too bad. So nice little addition to my collection. I only paid $4 for it, so I ain't complaining whatsoever. This one was an absolute steal, and I'm surprised that it was priced the way it was, but hey, I ain't complaining. MLB The Show 22 on the Xbox One. This is the newest MLB The Show game. It came out like a few months ago. They had it priced at $9. And what's crazy is I looked up the trade-in value at GameStop, and it's worth like $29. So if I trade it in towards another game that has a 30% bonus, which I plan on doing, I'm going to get like $35 for this. And I paid $9. Pretty fantastic. And then the last one, and this one I picked it up mostly because of what it was and because of the condition, because the condition is really good. Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation. That is right, one of the most iconic PlayStation 1 games of all time. They had a copy in the store. Yes, they asked for $25, and I took it mostly because, first, you don't see this game very often, especially in pawn shops. Second of all, the discs are in immaculate condition. Case has some damage, but the discs are in perfect shape. No manual, but still, it's the original Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation. $25 is not terrible, especially considering how good a condition the discs are. So I'm pretty happy overall with this pickup. I only went to 2 pawn shops, but the stuff that I got from those 2 pawn shops are pretty fantastic. So I got some nice games to add to the collection, and I have 2 games that I'm going to trade in to GameStop. And yes, I did decide I am going to trade in Sniper Elite because it's worth a lot more money than I expected it was going to be. I'm going to trade in that and MLB and basically get a new game for those 2 games. Pretty crazy. Let's go to GameStop and see what I come home with. Back at GameStop, and it's time to pick up a pre-ordered game and maybe some other stuff. Let's head in, see what we get. Okay, so successful trip to GameStop. I decided to take advantage of a promo that was going on, which of course is when you trade a certain game or trading games towards certain games, you get an extra 30% bonus. And what's wild is I originally had no intention of picking this game up, but because of the 30% bonus, it was almost completely paid off. So for a grand total of $6 out of pocket, plus my trade-ins, I got Splatoon 3 on the Switch. Wasn't planning on getting Splatoon 3, but it looks fun. I might as well, I figured. It's a worthwhile addition to the Switch collection, so I got Splatoon 3. So yeah, pretty happy. Essentially, I paid like 18 bucks for Splatoon 3 out of pocket because of those trade-ins, which is pretty fantastic. So yeah, definitely keep looking at your local pawn shops for deals because you might find them where you least expect them. Anyway, I'm gonna head home where I should have a package from Best Buy waiting for me with a couple games that I got on clearance late last night, and I'll share that story when I get home. All right, well, it is time for the final recap for this week's adventure. And yeah, I know this week is kind of a little shorter, but you know, not every week's gonna be epic. But at the end, I do have a bundle of clearance games I picked up from Best Buy that you have not seen yet. So I'll show those off as well as talk about how that bonus came to be. So, first place we went to this week was Cash America, and I didn't find much, but I found one game to add to the collection. I think it was a solid pickup because I don't have a physical copy of this. So, we have Little Big Planet 3 on the PS4. Wasn't a huge get, but it was a physical game on PS4 I did not own, so I figured I would grab it. I paid $5 for this. It's worth $8. So, not worth a ton. That's okay. Next up, we went to Value Pawn, and you know, again, they didn't have a ton of stuff. I picked up a couple things there that I traded in, but I did find one game that I decided to keep, and I think it was a solid addition to the collection. Well, actually, I picked up two. The other one's a bigger one. So the first one is Family Feud on the Wii. It's another game show game. Family Feud's a great game. I have it on the Switch, and now I have the 2010 version complete. On the Wii, it's in pretty good shape. Figured it was absolutely worth a grab. I paid $4. It's worth $5, so not a huge bump up. This was the one I was much more excited about because, again, you don't see this game out in the wild very often, especially in complete form and especially as good of a price as I found it. Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation. It's got the box. It's a little damaged. I might try to replace this part of the case later on, but to find Final Fantasy VII in complete form is pretty fantastic. And like I said, the discs are flawless. So this was a great addition to the collection. Paid $25, so I paid up for this, and it's worth $30. So still gained a little bit of value there. Now, I did trade in a number of things, and I'm sure you're wondering what I traded them in for. Well, I kind of already showed you, but I did pick up Splatoon 3 on the Switch. I was always kind of curious about Splatoon. I have the first one on Wii U. I briefly had the second one on Switch, but never played it. So now I have the third one. It's a series I've heard good things about. I just haven't played it. So I might actually try this one, especially because it does have a single-player campaign. So I think I'll give this one a shot. It looks fun. I paid $6 out of pocket plus some trade-in credit. And of course, it's a $60 game because it just came out. Now we get to the fun stuff, which is my Best Buy pickups. So all three of the games that you're about to see, I picked up because I discovered on Twitter that Best Buy was having a really big clearance sale on a number of games. Now, typically this time of year is when we see Walmart do their clearance. Also, if you want a leg up on the competition when it comes to finding out when these big clearance deals happen, definitely follow Cheap Ass Gamer on Twitter as well as Cincy Game Hunting. There's a number of Twitter accounts and Instagram accounts where you can follow them and get kind of an idea of what games to look out for when all these big clearance deals happen. But Best Buy did a huge clearance on a bunch of games on their online store, and a lot of them sold out pretty quickly, but I was able to snag a few really quality additions to my collection, and I'm very happy to add them. So first off, we have Tribes of Midgard on the PS5, the deluxe edition. This game looks interesting. I don't know a whole lot about it. Apparently it's like a multiplayer action survival game, but it looked pretty cool. It's a PS5 game. And, you know, again, I'm trying to pad out that PS5 collection, so picking up a brand new one for as cheap as I did is pretty awesome. I paid $6.50 for this game, and it was worth $11, so pretty happy to add another brand new PS5 game to my collection. Next up, and this is one I've been wanting to add to my collection for a while. Yes, I know it is on Game Pass. It's probably not going to be on there forever. So I wanted to pick up specifically this version of it, and specifically the Xbox version, because I just want to play it on there. Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive Age S Definitive Edition. What a mouthful title on the Xbox One. So yeah, this is the version that has a whole bunch of extra features in it, and it is the Xbox version. So it was on clearance at Best Buy, so I figured, you know what, might as well grab a copy. And I'm going to keep this sealed, at least for now. I might open it up when it does go off of Game Pass, but until it does, I think I'm going to keep this copy sealed. I paid $18 for this. 19, sorry. It's worth $25, so pretty solid pickup there. And then this one I picked up on a whim, because again, it was one of those games that I traded in to pick up my PS5, I believe. I traded it in recently. And they had the Series X version for clearance for cheaper than what I originally paid for it. So I figured, you know what, might as well grab it, because I do want to play this. I haven't heard great things about it, but I'm like, you know, I do want to play it, so might as well grab a brand new copy. We have Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood on the Xbox Series X. Again, brand new sealed copy. Might as well add it back to the collection. Paid $11 for this. 12, sorry. It's worth $20 in brand new condition. And there you go. Kind of a short but sweet week. Picked up some really quality additions, including Final Fantasy VII, Splatoon 3, and a bunch of new sealed games from Best Buy. Not every week's going to be massive, but you know what? You take what you can get and find what you can out in the wild. It's always good stuff. Anyway, that is going to do it for this episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're new around here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell. That way you know when new videos drop. We're trying real hard to push for 1,000 subscribers on this channel. So please subscribe and please check out my other game hunting videos. I've been doing game hunting on this channel for over a year now. I started in, I believe, 2020 or maybe early 2021. I'm trying to remember, but I started game hunting on here fairly recently, and we get a lot of really cool videos on here. So please check those out, watch them, help get my watch time up, and then you know, if we can get more subscribers, hopefully we can get this channel up to where we need to. That'd be awesome. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you next week on the Bargain Game Hunter. Bye.